Test, test, 1, 2. Test, test, 1, 2.
Yo,
Hey, man, what's going on?
not much, man. How are you?
Doing okay?
Good.
All right, so
Trying to find a YouTube video quick.
yeah, I mean, replaying video to the YouTube to the stream does not really work very well.
Say that again.
Like playing video. Oh, here, this isn't. Hold on. There you go. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
All right. Um, yeah, playing actual like streaming, like playing a video source
Mhm.
through Zoom and then playing it on our YouTube stream. It really doesn't work very well because it's just the quality is really bad.
Yeah.
So we'll need to figure out a different way. So I have and there's a pretty significant delay. There's like a 10-20 second delay.
Like playing
I,
videos.
just the entire stream. So right now I have YouTube playing on a separate monitor and I see us there. But if I'm looking at our Zoom meeting, we're we're a good 10 seconds, from what we say to when it shows up on the YouTube feed.
So fan interaction, listener interaction will be a little tougher.
Yeah, it's like you need to pay attention to. I mean, you can still. again, what I would do is, so if you launch, so yeah, I mean, I don't know if you can go to our channel. I guess I don't know how, if you can find our, if you go to just our channel, can you see our live stream going right now?
Let me check.
Because that's where we're going to interact in the chat. There's a chat right there in YouTube.
We're not live right now, are we?
We are. We're live.
Oh,
I see us on there side by side.
anybody in there yet?
It says two people are watching, probably me and you.
Not me.
Ah, so somebody else is in there.
You're early, whoever you are. I'm gonna sign in.
So I'm going to pop out chat and then I'm going to make the video a little bit bigger here. And then I'm going to
Weird.
that did not work. Hold on.
First time, hang with us. The hell? Let's try this.
So that's not working. How do I get that to work?
Hey, there I am. Let's try this.
Yeah, so first thing I did was hey, Mudcat89, school!
I hear me twice.
Yeah, I muted the YouTube.
What's up, Tommy?
All right. So how do I share this?
This delay is messed up.
Yeah, I just gotta like not pay attention to the YouTube feed for right now. But I gotta figure out how to get you on there. Hold on. Oh, there you go. Um,
So Tommy is our first guinea pig as we try to figure this out. Bill Joya, welcome.
dude, welcome to the live stream, man. We're still working on things.
Yeah, so we're on a little bit of a delay here. Chris and I are chatting, and then we can hear it on YouTube 10, 20 seconds later. So we'll keep an eye on the chat for now.
Yeah, I think that's what's working best for me is just I muted the YouTube and then yeah, just pay attention to the chat. I'm trying to figure out how to get both of our videos on YouTube. Um,
Zoom rules all. I think you meant Zool.
hmm.
Slayer. The Thrash Report. There is no Dana, only Zool. All right, who brought the dog?
All right, so I think I found out what I need to do. This isn't going to work. Um, huh. Why is that not working?
So what'd you guys listen to today? Tommy, Bill, what'd you hear? Liquid Metal or something on your own? Liquid Metal for me and some Apple Music. I'll get to that a little bit later. Checking out some brand new stuff. I am the Keymaster. I don't know if you're watching the chat, Chris, but we're doing a little Ghostbusters.
Yeah, man. No, keep it going because I'm just trying to figure out how to um I want to be able to show you and I at the same time. That's what I can't seem to figure out.
The Plague. Apple Music for Tommy, I'm guessing Propane. Australian Death Metal, The Plague from Bill. I think The Plague, they're getting some play on Liquid Metal too, I think. Yeah, Tommy, I've been doing that too, letting it roll, playing an album, and then Apple just goes into random picks. Heard some interesting stuff today.
All right, so if I go ahead and
Go ahead and die.
so what I'm going to do is I'm going to quick join on my phone quick. Hold on.
Jungle Rat. I've heard a little bit of them. Yeah, I was on Jose's Instagram last night for a little bit at the beginning. Watch him make some tequila. Via Azul. Bill, you always got a bunch of new stuff. What's the newest, best thing you found? Who's from Wisconsin? Aeon? Eon? How do you say that? Eon Flux. I'll check it out. Yeah, Ria Zul. That's speaking of Zul. Ria Zul. Not big on tequila, but I got a bottle. My wife got me a bottle of his tequila, Ria Zul, for Christmas or birthday last year, and that shit is smooth.
Yeah, I don't know. I, yeah, guys, I don't know how to. I can't seem to get our videos to lay on top of the. I mean, I tested this yesterday and it seemed to work, so I don't know what the heck's going on.
Yeah. Jungle Rat from Wisconsin. Okay, I've heard that. Yeah. Yeah, Caveman Death Metal. I saw you talking about that. Yeah, literally caveman. That's cool. Maria Azul right there. It's beautiful. All right. Thought of a cool name for a band today. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like raptors and birds of prey and stuff. And driving up and down the Mississippi River roads today or a lot this week and seen a bunch of eagles, saw a couple osprey fighting each other today. And then over in the ditch, I saw about 5 or 6 turkey vultures just pulling shit out of the ditch, eating, sticking their heads in the carcass and ripping the guts out. So I thought a cool name would be Vulture Vomit.
Vulture Vomit.
Vulture Vomit.
I was going to name my band Owl Pellet.
Yeah. Fun fact about vultures and vomit, they're somewhat territorial, and that sometimes if they're eating and they want to get another creature away, they can projectile vomit. I forget how far, but it's like over 5 feet, and then just and it's like acidic and shit. So vulture vomit, that'd be cool.
Dude, I don't know. I just logged into our stream again, and um, I don't. It's not refreshing. So, do you see? What do you see on the live stream right now, Jim? Are you in there?
Yeah, I see me and you, and then Thrash report Thursday, May 6th. Then now it's the rainbow screen thing.
What? So you are seeing? Oh, what the heck? Hold on.
Aaron, aka Larry, is in the house.
Nice.
Not really. He's saying the Lions are greater than the Vikings. You are outnumbered here. There might only be one Viking fan from Minnesota in here right now. That would be Chris, as I am in Cheesehead land. And Tommy, Mudcat89 is in here. He's a big Vikes fan.
All right. So we are ready to rock. And I'm going to try to get to my... Bear with us, guys. Sorry about the delay, man. It'll get better. Things always get better.
Bill's saying, there it is. You did it, Chris. Something just switched. Oh, that's right. I can't just say West Virginia, can I? Tommy. My God!
Yeah, so it looks like, Jim, our videos switch between who's talking and not. I can't get us both up there at the same time. We'll get better at that.
Yeah.
Because there is a side-by-side option, but it's like it's not available when I'm doing this YouTube integration or something. I don't know.
All right. So I know, is it jumping in and out? Aaron says
Bill.
Yeah.
Nope, I'm in there now. We're good. This is a pretty slick production. Taking notes. All right. So Jim, we're gonna pretend that we are, we're rolling, and we just got to try to work with that delay in the chat, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So I think what's going on is Chris and I are live, but everyone else is 15 seconds behind or so?
Yeah, about that.
All right. So maybe we'll just chat some metal and keep a little eye on comments and.
Yep. We're gonna start rolling. So I have a few. Again, you and I will act as though we're live. Dude, look what I found earlier today. I was cleaning up my drawer. This is actually pretty cool. I got these like they were my eye teeth that I had removed when I had some teeth pulled. It's pretty awesome. It's like I got a set of fangs here.
I got a whole jar of those.
All right.
And I still have my eye teeth.
Oh, dude, you know what? I forgot. Hold on. I forgot to hit the freaking... All right, it's recording. Good. I just want to make sure we were recording, so we're good. All right.
All
so
right.
We're gonna start over. All right.
Thanks for joining us, guinea pigs.
This is so rocky, man. This is crazy. So
we'll get better.
Thanks everybody. This is really cool. I'm really excited, and I'm happy that you guys are joining us live for the very first Thrash Report live recording of the podcast. And we're going to go ahead and kick it off. Jim, you ready?
Let's do it.
Welcome to episode 47 of the Thrash Report. This is for Thursday, May 6th, 2021. Episode 47 live. It's going to be really exciting stuff. And I want to thank, well, dude, I'm absolutely a wreck. Give me 1 second here, man.
No problem.
Things are not working. You know what I need? I need more screens. I need so many screens.
And I lost half my shit.
Don't lose your shit.
Here we go.
All right. So just like we do every episode, I want to first start off by thanking our sponsors. Obviously, we could not be doing this without our sponsors and our listeners. And this shout out goes to Discover CBD Twin Cities. Again, they have a great offer for you Thrash Report listeners out there. They offer safe, top-tier CBD products with the highest quality. They are third-party lab tested. If you've ever seen their products, every single one of them have a little QR code on it. You can actually scan that and see the actual report for that particular batch, that particular lot of tested of that CBD product. It's actually pretty impressive. It's all manufactured in the ISO 7 clean room and organically grown and sourced from Southern Colorado. So they encourage you to check out the relaxing, soothing, tasty Delta 8 line of edibles. So please check out discovercbdtwincities.com. Use code THRASH for 20% off your order and free shipping. Again, we want to thank them for their support. All right, so now let's go ahead and get rolling. Again, this is our first live episode, and we're going to get started with headlines. We got some crazy news this week, Jim. What's going on?
Didn't you want me to make a joke first?
Oh, yeah, make a joke. See, look, even our intros are fucked up this time. Go ahead, man.
Nope, I don't have one this week.
All right.
And that's fucking hilarious.
All right. Yeah. Well, we're going to start with this crazy story. I always get a kick out of these stories. This is where a Christian group is trying to shut down a radio station because they're saying they are satanic. So members of this group, calling themselves Shut Down WSOU, they've been protesting outside this Catholic college radio station called Seton Hall University. Now, this is in New Jersey. And they're calling this long-running rock and metal station, they're calling it satanic, and they want it to be shut down. This Catholic organization, they said they want to end 34 years of the vilest broadcasting on radio, and they claim that this station is satanic, citing that they're playing tracks from artists like Dimmu Borgir and Candlemass. It's actually pretty funny, right? Because some of the tracks talk about satanic worship, openly being satanic, sacrifice of newborn children, and surrendering to evil, obviously, right? Evil. But again, the one thing that's crazy is right now, like if you actually go to their site, if you go to when you visit the WSOU site, you actually now see this particular disclaimer. It says that the programming heard on WSOU does not represent the opinions and beliefs of Seton Hall University or its employees and students. WSOU's music and talk programming is presented as entertainment and is not intended to promote any specific lifestyle, belief, political affiliation, or other personal practice. So I always think it's funny. I know that even when I saw Slayer here in St. Paul, I saw King Diamond. There are people outside protesting almost every time, right?
Have you heard that story about Ozzy? It's back in the early 80s, I think, but there was people protesting one of his shows.
Oh, yeah?
So, yeah, and so he stole or grabbed one of the picketing signs and just got in line and started marching and protesting with them.
That's awesome.
So that shows how much they care. Like, we hate Ozzy. Ozzy's the devil. Like, Ozzy's right behind you.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
It's
and I
very
did
cool.
part of this story. I did hear that they're actually changing their name from WSOU to WSTFU.
That's awesome. Very cool. This next story, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I like food. Food is
Oh yeah,
good. Um, and this actually was interesting. Now, I'm again, I'm open to any other, anybody else's beliefs and their philosophy and stuff. And, whether or not you eat meat, whether or not you're vegetarian or if you're vegan, whatever, all the power to you, right? Well, this is actually a really cool story. This is where this YouTube sensation, it's the vegan black metal chef. And I just thought this was absolutely awesome because this unconventional cooking show was created by this guy named Brian back in May of 2011. And even from the first episode that aired on YouTube, it was an overnight success. It was crazy. Right now, that first one's sitting at like 3 million views. It's pretty awesome. What really is impressive, though, not only is it awesome because they're talking about all these really cool things that you can, recipes and things you can make, but it also is they accompany all of these videos with instructional songs and a guide you through the recipe. So Brian writes, records, and masters all of the music himself. And the lyrics are crazy, right? Things like the lyric says, "Chainsaw in my bleeding hands as I start to cut you in two," and then cut the tofu. Anyway, the songs have been released as 2 full-length albums. There's a 2012 release, Season 1, Reign of Satan Begins, and then Season 2, Hell Frozen Over. And interesting thing here, it's actually Reign of Satan. That's Seitan, which is actually a type of protein
nice.
that that you can eat. But yeah, it's pretty fun. And the cool thing is, Brian states that there's really been kind of an explosion of veganism recently, and he's expanded all of his stuff now into like a cookbook. He's releasing the Satanic Spellbook in 2019, and then also a collection of recipes that includes things like "Curse You All Potatoes" and "Opus Enchilada." He was also even invited over to the legendary Wacken Open Air Festival. They wanted him to come out and do like do vegan things, a live cooking show, cooking demonstrations out there. It was pretty fun. So I thought it was a great story. I think it's pretty impressive that he's doing all this on his own.
Please tell me that it's Brian, aka Varg Veganness.
No, but dude,
Waste. What a waste.
um, it's pretty cool, man. I know that I'm not. I mean, I eat meat and everything, and I've tasted some like vegan cheese, like imitation cheese, and some mayonnaise. I think it's called like veganese or something. I don't know. I know that one time, what really has me kind of mixed up though is I know one year my sister came over and she brought over a tofurkey for Thanksgiving. So this was
I have heard of the bird. I've never tried it.
yes, it was a yeah, I mean it basically was tofu that was kind of shaped and looked like a turkey, I guess. But what really had me was it was the texture, right? I mean, it was okay. I mean, you could kind of eat it, but the texture is what really got me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and jump into the next story. Now, the next story, I am absolutely just it's like the 14-year-old kid in me is just having just a blast because two of a couple of my most favorite things in the world are coming together,
Nice.
and that is Metallica and Transformers. And we're talking like Transformers, like the 1984, like, you know, animated movie, the Transformers, right? Like the old series and like the true toys that we used to play with as kids, and
I had a
it's
few.
real, yeah, man, absolutely. Um, and the interesting thing here is it's a great mashup because what happened is, check this out. So there's this guy. His name is Simon Smith, and he works at this place called At Three Customs, and he does all these different types of custom things, right? And so he received a request like last year from like a collector, and this collector, um, he wanted to like have this mashup of like Transformers and Metallica, and so this guy Simon Smith made this what he's calling um, Master of Puppets Prime, right? And he also wanted to pay respects to Cliff Burton at the same time. So
Awesome.
he blended those two ideas. So he did this, and he kind of made this box layout and everything else. And this guy went on to say that he listened to Master of Puppets over and over again. He really got passionate and inspired to do this. He's a huge Cliff Burton fan. He said one of the best bassists of all time. And so
Yep.
yeah, man, he said what would happen if Metallica toured with this type of truck, and this is kind of what he came up with. And so,
That's awesome.
but look at this. He has even these photos of the product. Again, the packaging looks absolutely stellar. I mean, everything looks. I mean, the Metallica more than meets the eye. Like it looks so awesome. And those of you that remember the toys back in the day, you'd have these little charts on the back, and it came with like this red film you could lay over that and kind of see their strengths and weaknesses and stuff. Just super nerdy. And yeah, so this was this mashup of Metallica and Transformers. Now, the interesting thing, this guy, Simon Smith, has been trying to reach out to the person that requested this mashup. He hasn't gotten a reply. So ultimately, this is going to be going up on eBay soon.
Oof. Nice.
So those of you that are Metallica fans, you got, you're nostalgic for those old Transformers things, dude, check it out. And just so someone wasn't left out, he also went ahead and put together Polaris Prime. How cool is that, man? I
Now
think
I know
that's
who's behind it.
I think that's freaking badass, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I just everything went out like in my mind. I was like, dude, I want freaking Iron Maiden crossover shit. I want Anthrax crossover stuff. Like,
Yep.
dude, this guy's brilliant.
The mechanics will fix them too.
Oh, I see what you did there. That's awesome.
It's a way on plurds.
So yeah, pretty cool news story. And shout out to an old buddy of mine, Dale. He's the one that sent that to me. He knows that I was a huge Transformers fan, and he said, "Hey, I came across this and immediately thought of you." So shout out to Dale. Thanks a lot, brother. All right. So next story, I'm excited about, and I'm also disappointed because he never fucking comes to the US of A, right? So Bruce Dickinson, right? He's launching into another spoken word tour. He was doing this prior to COVID too. He announced that he's doing a spoken word tour this summer, and it's going through 6 different cities in the UK in August, called An Evening with Bruce Dickinson. The tour is going to be kicking off August 1st, the Theatre Royale in Brighton. And it's pretty cool. Now, I don't know if anyone here has listened to Bruce Dickinson's book or read his book, but I really do encourage you to check out his autobiography. titled "What Does This Button Do?" because it's pretty awesome. I think I talked about this in one of the earlier episodes. Absolutely stellar autobiography. Bruce is such a great storyteller, but it's everything from his upbringing, some of those early bands, him coming into Iron Maiden, um, his state of mind and his involvement as as the band moved on through albums, but then also a lot of his personal stuff, talking about his interest in aviation, getting his license, getting his commercial license, talking about his fight with cancer. Really, really cool. So an evening with Bruce Dickinson and having him personally tell some of these stories from the book would be absolutely awesome. And I encourage him to one day come to the States. At least hit maybe, Chicago, LA, New York or something, right? I mean, a couple of those big cities, I'm sure he could draw a crowd. So, um,
Yeah,
yeah,
that would be
Jim.
cool.
Yeah, I mean, Jim, what do you think? Have you had a chance to read this book?
I have not. No, I haven't done a whole lot of reading lately, and I totally this one fell off my radar, but I'll put it back on.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I mean, one, he's just a brilliant storyteller, but also
Sure.
he's funny, and hearing him narrate his own story is just it's pretty badass. So
I
yeah,
bet.
check it out if you got time for sure.
Yeah. I don't know if
And
you saw my text, Chris, but I don't have the template that you do. We had that
uh oh yeah,
glitch earlier this week, so I'm just following along with you, but
yeah,
I've got a
yeah,
little bit to add when you're ready.
please, absolutely, you can join in anytime for sure. Sorry, man.
No, no problem. We're it's figuring this out. We'll get it done. We'll improve.
That is awesome. Yeah, we will absolutely. And again, those of you that are chatting live in the live stream on YouTube, again, we'll get to your chat as well. Um,
Yep, like I said before, we can see your comments, but we're probably 15, 20 seconds ahead of you. So but yeah, we'll work on that. We'll get it straightened out. What we wanted to do is set the bar really low so that it's easy to rise above it.
that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
But that's what we'll
Um,
say anyway.
sorry, I just glanced at the chat and yeah, it's all good time. One, I need to stay away from the pork.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Another thing is make sure that oh, Slayer Prime, dude, that'd be killer, right?
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yep. And Aaron says, where'd it go? Um, Something about Brian Slagle being a big enough name to be a trivia question. And actually, when I sent in uh, 20, I was the first person to send in questions to into the trivia pit, and I sent 20 in the very first time. And the first question Jose read was a Brian Slagle one. Who is the man behind Metal Blade Records?
That's awesome.
So you are correct, Aaron. He is a big enough name. I think it's hard to be a metalhead and not know Brian Slagle.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I wonder what
That's
would have happened
awesome.
if he never would have ran into Lars Ulrich at that concert way back when.
I don't know, man. Dude, speaking of things like way back when, and again, we don't really covering it here, but again, this is just us chatting. Yeah, it was crazy. This week, is 40th anniversary, um, Anthrax, and
Yeah,
some of those episodes that they're releasing now, going back from the beginning. I mean, it's crazy because they're getting Danny Spitz, Danny Liker, they're getting Lilkler, sorry, they're getting. I mean, all the. I mean, even Neil Turbin is in there. Um, yeah, it's really fun to listen to him.
what about Dan Nelson? No?
uh, interesting. Let's see if that shows up, huh?
Yeah,
Oh
I wish they'd release why or like what happened with that. But I know reading Scott's book, I don't even know if he mentioned it.
nope. He said, yeah, it was basically like a legal disclaimer. He's
Yeah,
like, you want to know more? You if you want to know more about it, do this or something, and that was it.
yeah,
Kind of skipped that entire thing.
yeah,
Um, Yeah, this next story, and again, it's one of my. It's interesting because it's one of my favorite tracks. From those early Exodus albums, right? Is the Toxic Waltz, and the
hell yeah,
interesting thing is it was never actually released as a single. That's what was so crazy. Um, and in basically learning a little bit about kind of how this actually came to be a thing, the story behind this, and Steve, frontman, says the lyrics were written literally in about 25 minutes. Like he jammed through it, and all he did was kind of copy some of those iconic '60s dance tunes, right? Like the
Yep.
twist, the mashed potato, the monkey, all that stuff. He even referred to a lot of that in the lyrics. And all those songs, that's kind of what they did, right? It had a cool rhythm and rhyme to it. So even
Yeah.
like you mentioned, like the opening line, here's a new dance craze that's sweeping the nation, right? And he just kind of said, a lot of those songs kind of started like that. So it was kind of like a parody, right? He just kind of wrote it, and that's where his mind was going as to, what's going on in the pit, right? It's people are going fucking crazy.
Yep.
And he went to rehearsal the next day, and he said, here it is, dude, but it's kind of a joke, and he's going to rewrite it. Steve kind of brushed it off like this is a joke, right? Well, Gary Holt was like, dude, this is fucking brilliant, dude.
Yep.
And Steve laughs and was like, dude, you got to be kidding me. I mean, because some of the lyrics were like, don't be a dunce and dance like a runt. Like, he's like, the fans won't want this. Like, this isn't thrash. This is a joke. And who would have thought that this would become kind of their anthem and a song that Exodus plays at every show, right?
Yep.
So pretty cool. I think it's awesome. I know it. I think I saw it the first time I heard this track. It was on Headbangers Ball, and it was one of those things where it's like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna go get this cassette. Right? It sold me on the band, really.
Yep. And they also have a beer. So Three Floyds Brewing.
Yeah.
Everybody's drinking the toxic malts.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a Belgian style ale. It's pretty tasty, but I had to get it because it's Exodus and toxic malts. And the artwork is cool. And it says on the side, if you hit the floor, you can always crawl.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So,
That's so cool.
yeah. That reminds me, my Pantera beer should be showing up any day. It's currently in St. Cloud, Minnesota.
Oh, nice.
Maybe next week I'll crack one of those open.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, speaking of St. Cloud, Minnesota, dude, I just saw on the news today, there was actually like a standoff at like a Wells Fargo bank, like literally like a robbery gone bad.
Huh.
I don't know how it ended, and it's not a joke. Like, I hope everybody's safe and okay, but I saw that and I'm like, dude, right in St. Cloud? Holy crap.
Yeah, I mean, that shit still happens. My wife worked at a bank years ago and she wasn't working when this happened, but someone came in and robbed them and they caught the guy because you got to be stupid to rob a bank these days, but
Right? You're not going to get away with it, man.
they're still stupid out there. So beware.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So I have a headline as well.
Yeah, what's up, man?
I just saw that Corpse Grinder, we all know Corpse Grinder from Cannibal Corpse.
Yeah.
He was asked if he's the best headbanger of all time. And he said, yes, yes, I am. But you have to be the best at something. So I would believe him. We've all seen the footage of his windmill and his hair flying all over the place. But actually, I think I might have mentioned this on an earlier episode way back when, but Ripley's Believe It or Not, the world's longest headbang belongs to a man from La Crosse, Wisconsin.
No
Right here.
way.
Yep. Metal Pat Callan.
Really?
So, yep, we'll make sure to get that video out on our YouTube page and our playlist. But yeah, Metal Pat Callan. It was recorded at the warehouse here in La Crosse, and I think it was 32 or 35 minutes, but he's a
Jesus.
beast. Yep. And
That
that
is
was before
crazy.
that was before my time down here, but I've seen him at shows and he's just on the side of the stage. Just awesome. So Corpse Grinder, you might got some competition, so maybe a contest.
Yeah, totally. the thing is, I cannot do it anymore. I'm telling you. Yeah, a few minutes in and I'm dizzy.
Well, did you see what I just did? I just moved my head a little windmill and I almost fell over. Like
Oh,
6 years ago, I started every time I move my head too fast, I get vertigo and just all dizzy. So this is me at a show now.
yeah. I can't remember if I mentioned it on the podcast, but like, was it a few summers ago? Um, Kids and I got in the car and we drove down to Gurnee, Illinois to go to Six Flags. Like, I just went to Six Flags for the weekend. Um, and I remember I was pretty cool. Like, I was fine until I did like literally like it was like the teacups, right? Like you just spin, right? So we get in there, and of course the kids are like, when like turning the wheel, and we're spinning, and we stop, and I'm just like, oh my, I was wrecked. Like the entire night, I couldn't even do it. I couldn't keep up with them, man. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's fun. Yeah, like like he says, old age catches us all. Absolutely right, man.
Yep.
All right. So let's go ahead and check out some of the new releases this week. Is that cool?
Let's do it.
Right on. So one of the first ones I want to talk about, Bloodbound. So this power metal band formed in 2004 has a brand new single out right now. Um, they had 8 studio albums, they had a live record and an EP, and they've actually returned now in 2021 with their 9th studio album called Creatures of the Dark Realm. Dude, it sounds awesome. That album art looks awesome. It's just so cool. Um, and they actually have a video for this title track. And the interesting thing is that despite the band's like, black metal image, I mean, the band, they've worn, corpse paint, the promotional photos and albums and site and all the live shows. Like it's really like death metal, like feel, right? But
Hmm.
their music absolutely does not fit the black metal category. So it's really more of a similar style as to like, Halloween or Iron Maiden, right? So it's
Yep.
just like it's very much a trained clean vocals, which is pretty badass. But the lyrics, they're super dark and pretty awesome. So this new album, Creatures of the Dark Realm, comes out May 28th, and it already says that it is set to just basically outshine those previous 8 studio albums. So it's
Cool.
gonna be freaking. I'm excited about it. I listened to the first track. Again, go check out Creatures of the Dark Realm. We'll have that video in the YouTube playlist. Awesome. So the next one, it actually kind of came out of the blue. I really wasn't. I'm trying to think even how I came across this one. Um, this is actually a band from St. Petersburg, Russia, and this is actually Mystic Metal is the name, and or I'm sorry, you know what? I don't even know. That's not. I'm wrong. I don't remember. But anyway, this this album is titled "From the Ancient Chaos," and this is the interesting thing too is that this female fronted what they're calling sorceress, and the genre that they're calling this is mystic metal. That's where my notes were all effed up. Um, but this debut release, they're releasing it on all digital platforms and cassette tape. I just thought that was
Cool.
awesome. Like, let's go old school, man.
Yeah, there's a
So,
lot of people doing that now, and I've seen a lot of posts too, where people asking, "What do you prefer, vinyl or cassettes?" So I mean, cassettes making a comeback too.
oh, absolutely, yeah. I know that there's, they would do some limited stuff for like Record Store Day too,
Yep.
and stuff. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So we got in our chat here. I need more cowbell. Says metal Pat's neck was never the same. Yeah,
That's
they do
awesome.
kind of look similar. No, Pat's got a kind of a neck like that too. But I need more cowboy. You got a familiar name. I've seen you around. Identify yourself.
Nice.
Yeah. So
This next one, I know that you and I have talked about many times, and of course, we're talking about the brand new Evile. So this
oh
is,
yes.
dude, just pure thrash, right?
Oh god, yeah.
Um, Absolutely, just kind of this uncompromising assault, kind of a blend of thrash and death metal. Hell Unleashed. This dropped last week, the 30th, I think, um, on Napalm Records, and it was kind of a long time coming, right? This came out. This was their long-awaited one. Came out from the last one was like 2013, I think.
Sounds
Um,
right. Yep.
yeah, so this is it's freaking awesome. I've been listening to it. It's really cool. Um, this now newly staffed four-piece has this has 9 tracks, and I really can't pick out a favorite song. There's just so many. I know I texted you earlier. I was just listening to that slow, just heavy, just grind of Zombie Apocalypse.
Yep.
Is a pretty cool track. I love The Thing too. We talked about that single last week.
Yeah.
Definitely something to look at. Um, and also one thing that's interesting. So we have recently been talking about, and we I know we both watched the live comedies Nerdtacular May the Fourth comedy event
Yep.
from Brian Posehn, and believe it or not, he's a guest on this album. So the
Yeah.
song "Gore" delivers a merciless velocity of explosive backing vocals from none other than comedian Brian Posehn. So it's that's pretty awesome, man.
Yep. See, David Edmonds just joined. What's up, David? Thanks for coming
Nice.
in.
Welcome.
Yeah, and new Evil does kick ass, and I mean it starts off great. Paralyzed is blistering. It's awesome, but I still think my favorite is the first one they released. The title track, Hell Unleashed, is just so monstrous.
Yeah, it's a really good album. Definitely check it out. I think that yeah, the entire album comes in at about 41 minutes. This has just really cool kind of you know thrash with kind of that death metal vibe. Kind of it blends it just wonderfully, right? So they're
Mm.
back, man. This is pretty awesome.
Yep.
Um, and then one thing too. So I know you mentioned that this lineup change was a little different, right? So they
Yep.
actually have a new guitarist from a band called Riptide, and then um, so who's on vocals again?
Old
It was like,
Rick, or Old Drake, the guitarist, he's on vocals now, but his brother was a former vocalist,
got it,
Matt,
got it.
Matt Drake. So I don't remember why he left the band. I want to say just for family matters, but
Sure.
I think Old did that once too. But yeah, so
So
Matt
he
left,
wanted,
and then
he wanted to stay home and watch Family Matters. Is what you're saying with Urkel?
Any
Was that
cheese?
with?
Yep.
That's
Hey,
awesome.
big guy. Need to work on my
um,
ankle.
so this next one was one that you hit me up and said, dude, you got to put this one in this episode,
Gotta.
and that is
Necromantian.
yes. And the reason I paused is because I forgot how to pronounce it, so it's on you.
It's all right. No, Necromantian. That's we talked about them last episode that they had released a couple, or I had just found out who they were and listened to 2 or 3 of their songs on their new album, and that came out last Friday too. And oh man, it is so good. I mean, it's like I said last week too. It's thrash for sure, but it kind of blends into black and thrash, a little bit of black metal, definite taste of death in there, death metal, but just relentless, so fast, so brutal, great vocals. It's awesome. I figured Evil would be my album of the year, but Necromantheon might be. But then I got a band to talk about a little bit later that might be too. So I don't know. might be having a three-way.
uh, that's awesome. So another one that we have a brand new single that dropped, and this is one that yeah, I've been waiting a little bit, right? And this is one from none other than At the Gates. So they released a new music video for their single called "Spectre of Extinction," and this also features a guest lead guitar appearance by King Diamond's Andy LaRocque. Don't know how you pronounce that. Um,
Andy
yeah,
L.
yeah, let's do that. The song is this first single from the band's forthcoming album. This album is called The Nightmare of Being, and it'll be released on July 2nd on Century Media. There's going to be 10 tracks on the album, which is pretty awesome. And yeah, it was really kind of crazy too. It was cool because I was reading on this album and the production, and it again, man, it was like recorded kind of all over the place. And it always, I've talked about this before, it interests me, and I would love to get like audio engineers or somebody else on the show sometime as a guest to kind of talk through some of the reasons and the why. Again, maybe it's gonna be boring to everybody else, but I'm interested in why they record, for instance, a lot of the main parts and the main riffs at this at different studios in Sweden, right? So drums recorded at this studio, guitars and bass with this studio. And I was officially corrected. King Diamond guitarist is pronounced Andy LaRocque. So thank you for that. So then
that translate to The Rock.
The Rock.
Andy, The Rock.
The Rock. So but yeah, I think it's interesting. You know, I know that we've talked about that before, where some bands they'll record so much at this studio, then they go to another studio to do like solo work or stuff like that, and it's interesting to me. So yeah, I'm excited about this. It's they say that this is really going to be a great album for At the Gates. So I know I saw them live. God, who are they opening for? I can't remember. Hey, Gal would know. Hey, who's ever in the chat? I think I saw that show with you, buddy. I think you were there. Were you there? Did we see At the Gates? I don't remember. Sorry. Oh, that's awesome.
I've never seen them.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, Thomas Lindbergh. He like always has like the trucker hat.
Yep.
Pretty funny. All right, man. So we do have. Oh, do you have any other releases or anything else you want to talk about before we jump into concerts and events?
I was just thinking that we're talking about all these releases. I'm going to talk about a band in the follow-up. I guess I could talk about it now since what I'm going into, but Misfire. I mentioned Misfire a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And I listen same thing with Necromantian. I listened to what they had released before the album came out, but the album came out last Friday, and I'd heard 2 songs off of it before that, and I listened to it the whole album back or front to back today when I was out driving, and holy shit, is it awesome.
Yeah.
So this is the third band I was talking about as far as album of the year, but it's Sympathy for the Ignorant by Misfire. And when I was talking about them a few weeks ago, I'd mentioned how there's some of their members were formerly of Diamond Plate, and I loved Diamond Plate. So I was sad to hear that they were breaking up, but if this is the result, I'm happy. This is amazing. Like one of the first songs, or like it starts off so strong, and then the third song, War of Mine, came on. Like, okay, this has to be the standout track. Like, this is great. But every song after that was just as good, if not better. I mean, every song on here, there's 10 songs and awesome. So that's Misfire, awesome. Check out Misfire. And so talking about Misfire and Evil, and we brought up Tetrarch before. They released an album last week, and that's awesome too.
Yep.
And At the Gates, I mean, we talked about last summer what are people going to do during the shutdown or lockdown? And people are just saying, well, we can't play, so let's write. So they've had all this time to not play shows and write. And so is this just the beginning of an unleashing of just monstrous metal? I mean, are we starting to see the results of people sitting around writing for months and months?
Yeah, maybe, man. I
'Cause
think so. I really do. I think so. I think it's going to be, yeah, it's going to be, I think we're going to see a lot once things start opening up. Um, bands are getting, scheduled like real dates this fall.
yep.
It's going to be busy, man. It's going to be busy. And that's actually, one of the things that we're going to talk about is now, like this massive, the metal tour of the year has been rescheduled again for the second time. But yeah, two of the biggest bands in metal, obviously Megadeth and Lamb of God, they're joining forces for this co-headline tour that we've been waiting a long time to see. They rescheduled their dates for across North America this year. And then, as last time, right, the guests joining them are Trivium and In Flames. And it's going to be pretty awesome. This again, the date that they have here locally here in the Twin Cities is going to be September. I don't remember, September 28th or something like that. I can't remember.
Yep. September 28th.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm pretty jazzed, pretty psyched. Those of you that do have tickets already, those tickets will be honored. But again, you can go through and get refunds too if you're unable to attend. So I'm looking forward to the show and many other shows to come for sure.
Yep. Me and my cousin Brett are going. I know you're going. My friend John Krenz, he'll be there. Unless he chickened out.
Better not.
Yeah.
All right, and I wanted to do one quick just shout out as we go back in the day. And
Actually, I got a concert too before we get there.
oh yeah, what do we got,
Yeah.
man?
So we were talking about Necromantheon before, and Saturday, May 8th at 2100 hours or 9 o'clock Central. Live from the city of Dis will be unleashed. So there's not a whole lot of info, but yeah, Saturday 21st on Facebook and YouTube. And it's filmed and edited and mixed. And yeah, so I think they're performing live from their studio. So if you want to get some more Necromantheon.
Dude, that's awesome. Make sure we get a link to that and get it in our show notes.
Yes.
That's awesome.
I need more cowbell, says John K. will be at that show.
That's awesome.
He would never chicken out because he is a vegan. True story. Love you, Johnny.
Love you, Johnny. Dude, so this one's actually, again, I think that there's a lot of history, right, for this shout out for back in the day, just because it was kind of that gateway album, that album that I think we talked about it, even Chris 51. We talked about how Motley Crue was some of those first metal, right?
Yep.
That they kind of got into, and this actually marks the release of the single "Too Young to Fall in Love," and that was in 1984. And it came off of the release of their second album, "Shout at the Devil," from 1983. And of course, again, the album's title, the band's use of pentagrams, caused so much controversy back in the day. In 1983, conservative groups and Christian groups were claimed the band was encouraging listeners to worship Satan. We were all just anyway.
We're all doomed.
Yes. I mean, I was 1983. I was knee high to a grasshopper.
Yeah, I think they need to finally do their follow-up to this album.
Yeah.
Now that Mick Mars turned 70, they're
right.
too old to make love.
Right? Oh, totally. The song actually did continue. I mean, it appeared in Grand Theft Auto video game. Um, it was and what I like about this too is that it had a video, right? The accompanying music video on MTV. It has the members of the band trying to rescue this woman from the clutches of this like evil emperor and stuff. And what's great is that there's a fight. It contains a fight scene, and the band members are fighting some ninjas and samurais. And I'm just like, it's so corny, dude. Oh,
All right, Thomas from Tornadic has entered. What's up, Thomas? Thanks for coming in.
yo, thanks for coming in, man.
Yeah. Hear him talked about on Liquid Metal a lot, the boys and the parents. So awesome. Thanks for your support.
Yeah, thanks for joining, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, I've got an album for back in the day too.
What do you got?
I'm gonna go back to 2004. I was in the car the other day and Jose played Anti-Hero by God Forbid. And I was thinking how that was, I can't think of another song I heard before that on satellite radio. So I think one of the first songs I ever heard was Anti-Hero by God Forbid. And that was my introduction to God Forbid and Doc Coyle, who I've talked about before. I got huge respect for him. Just think he's an awesome dude. So their album Gone Forever came out in 2004 and great album. So I didn't know, used to watch that on Headbangers Ball 2 or MTV 2, then Headbangers Ball that either Jasta or Jose hosted. And they had a video on there about the same time. So yeah, God Forbid, check it out. Unfortunately, they are no longer, but Doc is now in Bad Wolves, another great band.
Yep. Yeah, actually, I was just I had my my slideshow going upstairs, and I saw some live pictures from previous shows, and yeah, I had Bad Wolves on there too, and I was like, oh yeah, dude, it was pretty fun.
Andres has joined too.
Nice. Hey man, how's it going? Thanks for joining.
Tornadic family in the house. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, so those of you, if you're listening now, you'll see, or we had a little bit of a technical issues here. Chris and I are about 15 seconds ahead of what we see in the chat. I'll have DT's in the house too, and Andres. All right, welcome you all.
Yes, thank you so much for joining, guys. This is super fun. Yeah, we had yeah, I'm just trying to think. I mean, there's been so much new metal recently. Um, I'm excited to check out some of those. Again, we got to get the show notes from some of those things that you mentioned there, Jim.
For sure. Yep.
All right. So yeah, we're kind of. I mean, the rest is dude. It's just us nerds hanging out, man.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about?
Let's see. What do we got? I don't know. I'm just still riding that misfire high. So, oh, see what's going on in the chat. Yep, David Edmonds throwing some love to the Tornadic boys.
Nice.
So, heard Jose say that you guys are unsigned. I'm hoping that doesn't last too long. I'm not sure if you guys are out shopping around for deals or whatever, but good things for you guys in the future. Because the past already happened. So. Do a double backflip? No. I don't know. I don't really have much else.
Yeah, we want to thank everyone for watching. And again, we'll have the podcast version of this up shortly. Again, I want to thank everyone for joining us for our very first live stream of the Thrash Report podcast. It was really fun, and thank everyone for their support. I want to thank everyone else for listening out there. Please go leave a review wherever you get your podcasts. Go leave a review at Apple Podcasts. Follow us at Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts, Spotify, and you can always reach out to us. We want to hear from you. thethrashreport@gmail.com. You can hit up all of our socials are at thrashreport.com, and we'll get this live thing dialed in, and it'll be really fun. So I want to thank you, everyone, and we'll see you next time on the Thrash Report. Jim, any last words? Yeah!
Check out Extinction AD too. Just metal shirt of the day. Extinction AD, you got Metallica.
Nice.
So yeah, thanks everybody for joining in and chatting with us and listening to us nerd out on our favorite topic, your favorite topic too. So yeah, we'll make this thing better. Like I said before, we wanted to set the bar low, so we just keep getting better.